take your order? Can I take your order? Can I take your order?
What are we doing? It's a really bad
Can
example.
I take your order?
Don't do what I'm doing, but it's fine.
Can I take your order? 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 Can I take your order?
It's fine.
Can I take your order? Can I take your order? Can I take your order?
I think Rat wants to go left.
Can I take your order? Can I take your order?
Honestly, this is quite tricky compared to even
Can I take your order?
double patty, not gonna lie.
Can I take your order?
I think that was Rat, so that's a good stall, or good penguin moment.
Can I take your order? Can I take your order?
I should probably say what I did there. I saw the static for like a bit. And deduced
Can I take your order?
that was the rat.
Can I take your order?
Yeah, this is pretty harsh on power, I think. Probably wasn't.
Can I take your order?
It was probably more fair on power in the old patch, not gonna lie. Never mind. Well, not never mind, but yeah. Nice. I think that beats my previous power record. Yeah, it does. Nice. Yeah, really? You have, wow, it's a bit complicated to explain. As you can see, Rat and Blank 20, Chester and Penguin 15, Old Candy at 5, and Candy at 5. And then Cindy, unfortunately, isn't joining us for the kitty fever. And I guess that makes sense. Maybe she quite literally has a kitty fever. This one's a bit more complicated to explain, but I'll try my best to sum it up here. So, what you want to do at the start of the night and every time Blank attacks is to stare at his camera, at his starting camera, cam 11, for 10 seconds without night vision on, or 5 seconds with night vision on. Since the Penguin's just automatically going to be in your office, and assuming that you don't use like a timer or something to keep track of like however long. I mean, you don't really need a timer for this game, but basically just use their cue whenever, like, at the start of the night to start watching Chester. And Chester, while at 15, does have blood mode on, so he will require more watching with blood mode, or with night vision, I mean, sorry. And then after, like, every 2 to 3 seconds, you'd want to check left door, right door, and the middle camera, or ticket booth. Be careful of Old Candy, considering they are really slow. So what I would personally do, and what I at the very least tried to do, is to watch them, or not. Well, first, whenever I look at whatever Chester's camera, or whatever camera Chester is at, I look without night vision, because Old Candy doesn't have their blood mode buff. I look at it without night vision. If I hear the noise, I look to a different camera. Like, I check the 2 doors and Blank more often. But if I don't hear it, then I will continue the cycle as normal, basically. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah. Not bad, not bad. We can move on to the 2 non-max mode max modes, or the 2 modes with everyone on, which should be basically the same as 720, like the strategy.